let's say that that person filed bankruptcy. That person filed bankruptcy. Now, of course, they are no longer being collected upon for this account. Now, it's going to go bad because if somebody files bankruptcy, what happens all the time, they don't communicate. They don't communicate with you, and it's bad. Now it's on your credit report. But if they file bankruptcy, you're legally responsible for that account. And the company, XYZ Finance Company, cannot collect from them anymore. So what they'll do is they'll be collecting from you, and that's going to make you upset. Understandably so, it's going to make you upset. So that's one thing that can happen that you also need to take into consideration when you're going to co-sign for someone. But let's say everything runs smoothly. You guys get the money, the person makes the payments on time, every time, and it's a good account. So now both of you have a very good account on your credit reports. If it's a personal loan or a car, then that is an installment loan, and that's part of your mix, and that's good for your mix. If you don't know what the mix is, please go back and listen to almost any other show. I talk about mix all the time. It is 10% of your credit score. So if you have a good mix, this is an installment loan, then it's going to help your credit scores. Your credit scores should go up, especially if it's paid on time and it's paid correctly. All right, so look, we are halfway through the show, more than halfway through the show. We talked about co-signing, and I'm going to talk about authorized signing on the other side of this segment of the show. If you don't know, it's the question of the day. The question of the day, it comes from you guys. It comes from the listeners. It comes from the people that send me messages on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm 800 Credit Score Man on Facebook. Instagram, I'm also 800 Credit Score Man on Instagram. Get there, follow me. I'd appreciate it. On Twitter, I am at Credit Score _Man on Twitter. So that's at Credit Score _Man on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I absolutely follow you back, and we can have conversations there. You'll see sometimes out throughout the week, I send out little hints about what the show is going to be about for the next week. I send articles out, all kinds of things. So if you're not engaging on one of those platforms, you're really missing out. And I'm also going to encourage you to join my Facebook page. I have a group called the Credit Score Comeback. I deemed 2017 the year of your credit score comeback. That group has a lot of good information in there, a lot of good dialogue going back and forth with all of the members in there. People are asking questions. Other people are answering the questions as well. So it's not just me. I'm sending articles out there. So get to your credit score comeback on Facebook. Join that group. Send in a request, and we'll get you on that group. So, of course, question of the day is sponsored by none other than Cute as a Cupcake. Cupcakery and Bake Shop is located at 2008 West 81st in Merrillville, Indiana. Again, that's Cute as a Cupcake, Cupcakery and Bake Shop at 2008 West 81st in Merrillville, Indiana, where the cupcakes are more than just cute, they're delicious. All right, so question of the day. Question of the day comes from AQ, and AQ is out of Indiana. AQ says, what do I do when I'm denied by the collection agency a discounted amount or a removal? Great question, AQ. So I have told you guys, I believe the show is collections and how to deal with them or something of that nature. Since it is, the show is on iTunes and Google Play, go back, take a listen to collections, and you'll hear all about how to deal with them and negotiate with them, the different collection agencies and things of that nature. So this is a great question, AQ. So first, I want to say, don't give up. So you talk to the first person, and that when you call and they decide that they don't want to remove it, even if you pay it, or the discount isn't as big as you think it should be, because I counsel people to, start with 25% of whatever it is. I also counsel people to go ahead and strategically make those negotiations at a good time that's fit. Again, go back and listen to that show so you can get the full details on that. So don't give up. Oftentimes, you'll call a place and you'll get someone that isn't that helpful. sometimes it's not that they're not that helpful. Sometimes they just have no idea how it works. You don't know how long they've worked there, if they know how the system really works or anything of that nature. So if you don't find satisfaction with the first person that you speak to, then hang up and call back. Maybe you get somebody else with a little more knowledge, had a better day, and may be able to help you out. If you don't get the satisfaction that you want by doing that, then ask to speak to a supervisor. Typically what happens, a person that answers the phone doesn't have the full authority that a supervisor does. Just think about it the way it is on your job. If you have limitations, if you work at a bank or something of that nature, you as a loan officer may be able to grant loans up to $2,500. If it's after over $2,500, then you've got to go get management approval, something of that nature. So same thing happens with these collection agencies as well. Not to mention that they're incentivized by collecting the most money that they can from you. So oftentimes you get to a supervisor. Supervisors are very good at saying no when they're not the person talking to you on the telephone. But you get them on the phone, you're nice, you're contrite, and you want to make things right, then you may be able to get a better deal. So don't give up. Ask for a supervisor. And then I need you to follow up. You need to follow up. Always follow up, no matter what they say. Follow up with the accounts as well. They may tell you it's going to take 30 days for this to come off of your credit bureau, or it'll take 2 billing cycles to come off of your credit bureau. And what you need to do is follow up, watch your own credit bureau. If you're not signed up with a free service like Credit Karma, then you need to sign up with creditkarma.com or with Quizzle or with Credit Sesame or credit.com. Any one of those places, sign up with one of those places so you can get full access to your credit report 24/7. They even got an app for Credit Karma, so you can. And I think Credit Sesame has an app as well, and so you'll be able to monitor your credit report. So again, thank you so very much, AQ. I appreciate the question. Welcome, you are officially a part of the 800 Credit Score Man Show family. Thank you very much. Please, everybody, send me your questions. 800 Credit Score Man at gmail.com. Again, that's 800 Credit Score Man at gmail.com. You could be a part of the 800 Credit Score Man show by sending me a question, and I can use you on the show. And I appreciate it. The show's only as good as you guys are. So thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. So question of the day, sponsored by Cute as a Cupcake, Cupcakery and Bake Shop, located in Maryville, Indiana, 2008 West 81st, where the cupcakes are more than just cute, they're delicious. And speaking of Cute as a Cupcake, I got a birthday shout out for Michelle Wainwright. She is the owner operator of Cute as a Cupcake, and she had a birthday last week. So I want to give her a happy birthday shout out. And since I'm here with the birthday shout outs, I got to shout out Kyla King, who also celebrated a birthday. I want to shout out Anthony King, who celebrates a birthday this week on the 24th. That's my cousin. We have the same name, right? That's my cousin. So is Kyla. They're celebrating birthdays. So shout out to you guys. I've always called Anthony Killer, and he's going to kill me for saying that on the air, but it is what it is. So happy birthday to you, cuz. I hope you have plenty more. So let's get back into the show real quick. Let's talk about these authorized signers. So on an authorized signer, here's what happens when you're an authorized signer, or you allow somebody to become an authorized signer on one of your credit cards. And I'm only talking credit cards. If your credit card, you can call up whatever credit card you've got in your wallet, and you can tell them, I want so-and-so to become an authorized signer on this particular credit card. That person's going to get their own credit card in their name, and they'll be able to use it if you're going to allow that. Now, how does this help you improve your credit score? Here's what it does. You get the benefit, if you're the person that's being attached to a good, long-standing account, you get the benefit of when the account was originally opened on your credit report. So your length of history, or your average length of history on your credit score, is 15% of your credit score. So the longer you've had credit, the better it is for you. That's why you don't close credit cards. Even if you don't use them and you've had it for 5 years, don't go closing the credit card, because you're going to lose that length of history and all that good payment history that you had with that card. So you get the benefit when you become an authorized signer. You get the benefit of when it originally opened. If it originally opened in 2001, you're adding that to your credit file, and it's a very good thing for you. Another thing that you benefit from is the good payment history. You should not be placed on somebody's credit card account if they didn't have a good payment history with it, because that payment history is going to follow you. So if it's good or if it's bad, it is going to follow you as well. Another benefit that you receive is that the higher limits. So if you have a higher limit, if it's a credit card and now your limits are increased, even if it's only say $2,000 or $5,000 or even it's just $500, now your limits as the person that's being added are now even higher. That's going to help with your debt utilization. So now your debt utilization goes down, that percentage. You always want to be at 30% or lower. The lower the better, but you get the benefit of having that limit, especially if it's a card that somebody doesn't use often, doesn't have a high balance on it at all, then that's helping you. Another thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to be assigned to somebody's card that has, $1,000 limit on it, and they always have a balance of $800. That's not going to help you out as much as it would. Now, of course, you're going to get payment history and you're going to get length of history, but the trifecta, if you will, is to get payment history as well as having a good limit and a low balance on there. So then you get all three of those things: good history, length, and then as well helping out with your debt utilization. So those are three things that happen with authorized signer. In addition to or different than co-signing, when you're an authorized signer, the person that's being attached to the account, if the account goes bad, unlike with co-signing where you're stuck and you're on the hook for that amount of money, then you are not collectible. They can't collect on you because you're an authorized signer on this particular account. So you're not liable at all for the amount of money that's on the account. And if it goes bad or doesn't go bad or whatever, you're not liable at all. So that's a good thing for you if something were to happen to that account. Now, of course, if something bad happens to the account, it's going to negatively affect your credit score, but you won't be liable and on the hook for that money as well. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about authorized signers. We talked about co-signers. Questions at all, please contact me, 800-creditscoreman@gmail.com. Again, that's 800-creditscoreman@gmail.com. And I'm continuing to ask you guys to follow me on Spreaker. So, of course, it airs originally on Spreaker. That's Spreaker, the show. When I say it airs. The show airs on Spreaker.com. Saturdays, 1:30 Central Standard Time. So I'm going to ask you guys to follow me there. You follow me there, I follow you back as well. Maybe you never create a podcast. Maybe you do. You never know. So follow me at those places. I really appreciate it. Now I got a couple more shout outs. I want to shout out Brenda Taylor. I want to shout her out. She celebrated her birthday this week as well. Got to shout her out. And I want to shout out Kaylee Hillman. I gotta shout out Kaylee Hillman, one of the cutest little girls I've ever seen in my life, celebrated their birthday this week as well. So big shout out to you. I call her little Kiki after her mama. So shout out to you, Kaylee Hillman. Happy birthday to you. And before I get out of here and get to the credit score kiss, which is keep it smart and simple, the KISS, the credit score kiss, I want to shout out as well. The Divine Nine has a lot of Founders Days that happen in the month of January, and can't let January go by without saying Happy Founders Day to the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated as well. So happy Founders Day to you ladies as well. So all right, let's get to this credit score kiss right quick because we're running down to the end of the show. That's keep it smart and simple. This week, I want you to go to Experian.com, Experian, Experian.com. That's one of the three major credit bureaus. I think I dropped some statistics before that only 3 or 2% of people could even name the three